I'm
boy.
I'm gathering, I'm gathering references. I
Mm-hmm.
think I found a pose I like, so
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be that.
Mm. This is gonna be great. I just want to quickly plug in. Please subscribe. Smash that like button, please. Well, I won't be post. I'll put this up on Art School, hopefully, with a bit of nice editing if we say any bad words, and people can use it as a resource if you don't mind.
I
Cause
don't mind.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's this is all
Mm-hmm.
okay. So I'm gonna do. Okay, let's start streaming. Share my screen. Okay, so I don't have Discord Nitro anymore, so I can only do 720p.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
It's
so
fine. It's completely fine.
forgive me.
Never.
All right,
Uh,
so
oh.
I'm gonna do another of these Rocket Girls in this style.
Mm-hmm.
So the point is to keep these body proportions because I mean you can see that the this length versus this length is kind of outrageous,
Mm.
and I'm gonna keep doing that, which means that ooh, this is a tiny ref. Okay, this is gonna be my ref.
Mm-hmm.
This is the pose I want. Something like this, I think.
Mm.
But we're gonna have to tweak her a little bit. Unfortunately, her proportions don't match. This is going to be a bit more of a butt-centric pose, so we're going to be doing that. I'm sorry if that offends anyone, that I'm taking a lot of artistic liberties with the proportions and the anatomy of this poor girl.
Mm-hmm.
She looks, she's gorgeous as she is, but
We can make her better. We can improve.
I don't want to say that,
Mm.
but we can definitely
Yeah, well,
play with the proportions.
mm-hmm.
And the fun part is going to be that I'm going to try to capture the gesture, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me just, this is a mess.
Listen, don't feel like end of the world either if you fuck up or you swear or anything, because I have Sony Vegas. I can edit this out. I'll show you how it looks
Ah,
before we.
don't bother. I mean, it's just more authentic that way.
Mhm.
And I mean, if I screw up, it's part of the game, Just I
Mhm.
expect to screw up a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah, this is so ugly. Okay, gonna select. All right.
Mhm.
So that's the core of it. So the point is to capture in a sketch the general aesthetic of this pose, but
Mhm.
with the proportions of my model on the right. So I'm not even sure how I'm going to do that. We'll
Oh
figure
boy.
something out,
Mhm.
Just something, just because I need her as a reminder. That's looking good. Okay. What we could do, just for the fun of it, is play with the ref. And I'm going to make a Franken ref already.
Oh boy. Look at those legs.
Yep. So she's missing soles on her feet. I do not care. So okay, give her poor shoes. There you go. Poor man's Adidas. Okay. Uh huh.
And so, all we're doing now is we're building a good foundation to start on, right?
building the perfect woman, right?
Fuck's sake.
Oh no, this is gonna be a Frankenstein, I can tell you. Okay.
Oh,
Alright. What I'm gonna do, keep her arms the right length. Make her torso just a bit smaller because, fuck anatomy. And even then, it's still not going to be as bad as the ref. The original ref,
right. So,
Oh god, the Franken woman.
So, one of kind of the biggest questions I've had to myself about art was building like poses, So we learn off, if you were to learn it the Mark way, off of just art school, you're relying a lot on like imagination, but I have a horrible imagination, so I'm more
No, you
interested
need poses. You're
yeah.
relying on Pinterest. I disagree with what you said.
in Yeah, this is what I mean though. I'm more interested in taking, photos, Pinterest reference, and turning that into a drawing.
Most of the time you don't need to edit it that much, but I'm really building some kind of Franken creature. So if I were to like go, I don't have the original. I should have kept the original ref, but okay, let's see if I were to scale her up. Let's just check the length of her legs.
Oh boy.
Compared to this is roughly the correct length, correct size of head. And to me, that is the correct length of hip. And it is the correct length of thigh. Might have been a bit ambitious on that, but we're gonna give her super long legs because you can't go wrong with that. I could shorten them maybe by like a tiny amount. Boop. So 95%, that looks right. So already my ref matches my intent a little bit more. Okay, now the thighs need to be, it's pretty, this is it, like this is the thing. You know what I'm probably going to do for anatomy, I'm probably going to squish out a little bit of her tummy here, just give her a rib cage, something like that in the drawing. And I'm probably going to enhance her boobs somehow because this is for the internet after all.
I see.
And you got to do what you can for the algorithm. Otherwise, you're not a real artist,
Of course. We're slaves to media.
We're a slave to the algorithm. It sells butts and thigh gaps. So you gotta do what you gotta do, man. So I'm doing just that.
I respect the hustle,
Yeah. All right. From what I remember, the last time when I did the original, because this is the same canvas size, I just opened the JPEG. I'm gonna save this already as Rocket Girl 2. Boom. Okay. When I opened the original, I think I used the size of brush 5. I'm just gonna use the same line art, so they're going to fit within that same stylistic universe. I'm gonna take a lot of freedom with her anatomy and proportions. So, here we go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I feel like a kid on Christmas morning.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Setting up characters is like summer. I've not really found a resource which works for me, but so far, a lot of your teachings has rubbed off on me, so I'm excited, optimistic, and my expectations are grounded, but knowledge is knowledge.
All right. No shame. We're going to kind of lift the general pose because I suck at gesture drawing. And I mean, I'm terrible at it. So this is going to be a general rocket leg. I'm gonna get back into this here, but at least we need the knee. I'm gonna give her a nice little pointy knee here. I'm gonna clean this up after.
But Vaughn, haven't you been practicing gestures every single day?
Let's not even get there.
Oh no.
I did gesture last week.
Uh-huh.
And it just basically what it told me is that I suck. That was the conclusion of gesture practice.
The humble artist.
The humble machine. It'll make you humble. All right. I'm taking all the freedom I want with the feet. She's gonna have boobs. Let's give her boobs. Let's doesn't matter doesn't matter that what I'm doing with the hands because they're going to be gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, hands.
There we go.
And now let's not get that face in the way. It's going to be a cutie. Let's just get the general height of it. It's going to be a cutie anime girl. Because this is how we roll, right? So, the general collarbones would be here, which means that her neck is there. If we look at the proportions, I can actually go, roughly like this. So, got a pose.
Wow.
Lifted from, it looks like trash. That's normal. We're going to get back to it. Okay. All right. I'm going to put this lady in a corner. And now actually draw. Because nobody got time to go fast. So.
What are you, a professional?
Can't afford to go fast. Okay. Can't see. Well. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna put this as a sketch underneath. And work on top. This is extremely messy. This is not a tutorial. This is what I'm doing today.
Of course, it's not a tutorial. This is just a kind of a recording of your process, But
yeah, and now I'm gonna draw some legs, man. Draw some mecha legs. All right.
So, on your original Rocket Girl, she had the grid. Are you planning on using a grid for this, or are you just gonna eyeball?
I'm gonna eyeball for now. This is kind of like, we're still sketching, okay? This is not going to be like line art yet, unless I decide to clean it up that much. I'm not sure how clean this is going to be yet.
Okay.
Considering every mechanical part is at a different orientation, I can get away with a lot of things. When things are side by side, you kind of need these references. You see what I mean? Because otherwise, one leg might look longer than the other, and so on. I don't think I'll need the grid here, because she's gonna have a backpack in one orientation, one leg here, one leg there, and this is kind of like, I expect her backpack to be kind of jutting out here. So Mhm. Yeah, we'll clean up these lines later.
And
So,
you are for your brush. You know, it's just a default
yeah,
hard brush,
basic
right?
round brush. It's the most fucking basic one. Like, it's literally
Mm-hmm.
this.
Yeah.
I like having a nearly constant diameter.
Mm-hmm.
So, my minimum diameter is 70%.
Of course.
That's the only thing I've got slightly different. I do not believe in working with the 0% minimum diameter because I find like the flow of my lines isn't, it doesn't make as nice lines. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a personal thing for me.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's no magic, no
Uh,
custom brushes. You know, anyone can use this.
yeah, exactly. So just a sec. I'm looking at some references.
Mm-hmm. Take your time.
All right. Now I gotta design some rocket boots. So I'm just gonna go ham
Mm-hmm.
and try some design theory. So the most important thing is to get an idea of how this thing is oriented in space. And it's, if I were to make a box here, let's say on this layer, okay, it's almost sideways, but you can kind of more see a bit more underneath that box.
Mm.
You see what I mean? Something like this. That would be the perspective of this box.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's a box, including robot legs. So because that's how I set my my pose, I'm going to follow this perspective roughly, which means that you don't see the top of the boot, but you do see a bit of the base.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try some sweeping lines. Is there room for, yeah, I like that.
You know, and I can recognize these sweeping lines. They are under almost every one of your pieces. Um, I think.
Oh, I'm in the wrong layer. Okay. Doesn't matter.
Great.
This is why I have as few layers as possible.
Especially on your Fable piece, I noticed that were really visible on that one, and it's just a literal sketch, right? It's blocking in.
Mm-hmm. This work? No. I want the design of that robot leg to be a bit different as well. Like,
Mm-hmm. Are you Oh, it's a bit hard because we can't see the ref, but is this almost is it coming along pretty similar to? Oh, are you working from? Yeah, you're working from the past ref. Oh,
Yeah,
stupid
it's
question.
there. It's you can see it, right? You can
Yeah, I
still
can
see
see
that
it. I can see it.
the old boots are there. I want some kind of hook, kind of appeal. That looks nice. That's a good shape. So in there, there's a foot doing this pretty much, which means that, oh, what am I working? Oh, fuck.
Wrong layer.
Fucking piece of shit layers. I wish I was on one layer.
Disappointed. They say never meet your heroes, and this is why.
Fucking shit. Okay. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep going. This is all going to be one big sketch, and at the end, I'm gonna clean it up with line art. And yeah, I mean, that's a total fuck up. Either way.
I hope you don't feel like you're under any kind of pressure, dude. You can.
Not at all.
Good,
Not at all.
Good.
Am I on the right layer? Jesus. Okay.
I think 3 or 4 layers is like the safe zone if you know where the fuck you are, but 5, 6ish, I think you're likely to use the wrong one.
No, the 3-hole thing I've done to death. So we are seeing underneath it, which means that kind of need this little. So one of the things that I really want to do is to have a recurring design element. Okay, like looks like it was made by the same manufacturer. And I'm gonna try it with these little things, you know, the kind of like sawtooth things. I'm not happy with the, you know, the bell here. This is the, yeah, okay. Let's try a cylinder as well. And now what's missing, and I'll tell you what's missing, is cross contour lines. This thing needs some kind of tell that there's a perspective going on, you know, like there's there's volume to it. And right now it's not there. Thing is going to be a lot more blocky. This is like pure. This is the fun part of mecha design, you know. I'm kind of inventing some kind of techno bullshit here going on, but it's gonna work out in the end, you know. That's the right perspective, somewhat. Kind of. This thing needs to be more, kind of more like this.
And so it's all about just making sure the perspective can still show, right?
Yeah, because if this boot was in the incorrect perspective, the angle of her leg would be off, right? So it has to match. It's almost that. It's actually a bit more like kind of the shoe is extremely sideways, you know. But I know that I did cut a bit of what was underneath, so
you just
there's clearly
for that.
Some kind of play here, and I'll make the. I hate this straight pointy edge thing, so.
I'd imagine it really helps you to keep it simple, you know? It is a box under all this techno fuckery. It is just still
yes, absolutely. You can. This thing is, after all, it's a box. It's a weird looking box, but it's still a box. So another fuckery I'm gonna do is this thing. Suggest some kind of gap. So she can like bend her knee even more. That's gonna help me for this one, implying that there's like a comfortable place to put some nice thighs. It's still maintaining that perspective, although a bit more like this. And now this is the inside. Cool, cool, cool. Getting there. Ugh. Where's my? Gonna put a white background so I can see my sketch. Although this works. Okay.
Looking nice and sketchy.
That looks nice, yeah. Oh.
And so, one kind of thing I'm wondering with the whole mecha aspect is, with all the obvious panels and stuff which make it mecha, when do you know it's too much? Is it still the rule of have a nice resting area for?
Yes, you said the word. Rest is extremely important when it comes to designing these. Okay, so the idea is that having these wide balls with nothing You know, I can put as much detail as I want here as long as I have rest area that, you know, maintains, you know, the possibility of for the eye to rest. Really, if you look at the ref, you know, that would be these large shapes with nothing, just glossy panels. And I would say that even then, the gloves and the shoulders are a bit busy. I tried to keep them, you know, the wings were, you know, are kind of the rest area here, because I could have put, you know, I could have put all sorts of panels and shit, but no. This thing would have been ruined if I had put panels, you know, like everywhere. Nobody needs this shit, you know? I mean, nice.
I mean,
if you look at an airplane, it's got plenty of rest area. So what I'm going to try to do is like have a concentration of detail here and here.
Okay.
That's going to be, and everything else is going to be rest area. No.
And it was on that video you sent me where I learned about the concept of rest areas. I can't remember the exact ratio, but I think it's like 30,
Oh, forget
70.
about the ratio. Just knowing that you need some is like critical. It's like the idea is that most of your design should be rest area, really. That's the idea.
You know, it really is that old saying of less is more, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Man, you can tell I'm on my best behavior. I haven't said fuck in like 10 minutes, Jesus.
There you go, stream is ruined. Can't show the children anymore.
Demonetized.
Demonetized immediately. And a lot of people might like even comment that my line quality is pretty bad, as in like I do these little scratchy, scribbly exploration lines, and honestly, they are correct. I am not that good of a draftsman. I just like coloring. If someone could do my line art for me, I would be just fucking happy, you know?
I'll get you.
I said fucking demonetized.
I'll get you a coloring book for Christmas, okay?
That's all I need.
No, it's all good. You know, everyone has their strengths, their weaknesses, their likes and dislikes. And for you, you like rendering, you like nice, finished, pretty girls, you know?
Yep.
Humble man.
Finished by, you mean like not actually from Finland?
I meant finished as in like finished. You bastard.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
Shut up and draw. You know, the jokes fly over my head a lot. It's okay.
All right, this is, you know, I'll get back at it when I do line art, but it looks like a decent design.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to render because I've got like kind of a ball here. And I'm not too happy about this part here. Like some kind of thing. Oh,
look at that. He's, you know, just by doing the curves, he's found something he potentially likes. You know, he's improved the shape. I was if you left like just the curve, if it no longer had that straight line over it, it would 100% look like some
Yeah.
kind of bionic leg, rather than a casing for her real leg. But maybe
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to cut into the shin bone. Okay, so it's a bit thin here. So I'm considering leaving a little something just for, like that,
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be a beveled edge.
Mm-hmm.
That looks right to me.
I've just had a brilliant idea, Von.
Hmm?
If we use the VC Link channel as a swear jar, we will no longer slip up on stream.
That's perfect. Yeah. Yes.
There we go.
Almost there.
He's starting to believe.
Well, it's just I want something that appeals to me, because afterwards I'm gonna be stuck coloring it, so it might as well be a good leg.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've got like a very different leg from the one on the right, but it still looks like it belongs in the same universe. Like the cylinder here is chunkier. I like the fact that it still has this ridiculously big calve, and I think I'm gonna enhance it. You know what this thing needs? Bigger calves. Because it kind of completes the silhouette. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit one here, though, but because it's going to be eating up half the leg, but who knows, maybe. Just might work. No, just might work. Okay. That's a good try. All right. Let's do that other leg. Let's give her a nice butt, but I don't want it to be too round. I like the fact that it's got some corner to it here.
So
the rendering. Yes?
My first kind of question, so we have this nice leg, it's got all the nice panels, it's all done. Would it not be more efficient to just copy and paste it onto the next
I will.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I will.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
All good.
This is all going to be skin.
We're going to get those nice skin diffusions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Subsurface scattering. All right. So this part stays roughly the same, although the perspective will be different, but I can use it as a guide.
Boom. Look at that. He only has to do one because he has a brain.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. This is going to be...
oh, boy.
It's going to be hard to fit. Okay, it's going to work. It's going to work. Oh, this thing kind of gets in the way, does it? That's a problem we got there.
Ooh.
It's facing on the inside, and it's nudging her in the crotch because of that. So what I'm going to have to do is turn it towards the outside, as if, they were like here instead. That way, that would solve everything. Or make it... I don't want to lose too much skin. Skin is very critical here.
Of course. You literally cannot go on without it.
Even if it's a bit smaller. Alright, well, poor thing. Poor thing can't have her leg that bent. That's my conclusion.
You know,
Poor thing. And it's still gonna work.
Yeah.
Even if the leg isn't that bent.
Mhm.
It's still gonna look cool. Okay, but this thing has to point towards the inside, not the outside, because currently it's just doing the wrong thing.
I want to see how you get away with
Perspectives.
this.
Perspectives wrong. Let's look at the perspective here. I don't have the sole, but it's kind of under her butt, the way I see it. Like, wait, which one is the correct one?
Oh no! Oh no! Which layer?
I'm taking the same bastard layer I had I used for. Wait, was it layer 3? Layer 3. I'm gonna make a new one. Fuck it. I'll delete it after. I would say that it's kind of facing us almost entirely parallel. Ooh. Yeah, something like this. So it's, I can't even tell which side is a bit up. I'm gonna imagine, for the sake of it, it's gonna be a lot easier if we put this side to be up. So if I can't tell, it means it doesn't matter much. So we need room.
I was gonna say.
Fuck that foot. Piece of shit foot.
But it's nice
Where's
to
the
see.
foot from?
You don't.
There. No.
Oh, what have you done? What have you done?
Wait a minute. It's on the copy. Oh, I can duplicate this. Oh, foot is gone. Thanks. Okay. All right. So we are already taking some freedom with the pose because screw gesture. Okay. So same perspective, but this time this thing, which is kind of angled downward, about here, will be pointing towards us. Kind of like this. Boom. It's not big enough.
Make it bigger, bigger, more. I want to see that from the fucking horizon. There we go. I said a swear again. Shit. Fuck. Swear jar.
We keep saying it. It's finished. There's no hope. Okay. And I'm going to... Do I want her foot in the same angle as this? Will it look cool to have it in? Yeah, it has to be kind of pointed out, which means we can copy paste more.
Yay, laziness. This is it, guys. This is the ultimate April Fool's. He's not an artist.
Just like this. I'm gonna change the perspective of these boys slightly.
So, more personal questions, and I'll try and ask, relevant questions. So we've got this nice dynamic character, right? This is a dynamic pose.
Somewhat, yeah.
Would it even be manageable to set up a grid for this?
There's no point. Well, you can see the grid, though, kind of. It's happening here. And you could technically set it up for this, assuming these legs are perfectly parallel, but they're not. So just the vague, because that just means that for here, I could set one independently for each leg,
Right.
It's going to be more like, it's going to be kind of like this. But if it is, then this thing needs to be flipped. So it would be an interesting exercise to get it set per leg. I actually think this needs to be flipped.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna undo everything. But yeah, it's probably a good idea. Probably. What happens if I flip this? Oh.
Ooh, more panels. More.
Looks legit. Looks very legit.
And so this might be a stupid question with your engineering background. So you have had a lot of experience with mechanical elements and reference and stuff. So do you still consume mechanical reference before I know you've got your past iteration, but before you say you were painting something fresh?
So it depends what I'm painting. I feel like I've done enough research when I was doing this robot girl that it's still fresh, because I did this 10 days ago or 9 days ago or something. So it's like, I'm just going to base my new design off the old design, do a few modifications. So, instead of having these little hooks here, she has them in front. The cylinders are bigger, the shape of the boot is different, and it doesn't have that three dots pattern. Now I'm going to invent another one where it's probably going to be like more of a sawtooth and probably reoccurring, little divots here and there. I wouldn't say this comes from my job, but like I'm just very aware of the kind of patterns and features you'll see on designs. So like, instead of having, you never see big screws like this unless it's a shitty design or it's like a caricature of a design, like a gnomish weapon or something like that. I would never put a screw like this on anything because like they're just fucking ridiculous. They're actually bad screws, and like any high-tech design, okay? And look at like like a biochemical engineering, like medical robots. Let's say medical robots. If you see a fucking exposed screw like this, like fucking get a refund. It never happens. It's just not a thing. So, yeah, that's kind of my opinion when it comes to like mechanical design. It's like I know what it's supposed to look like just from consuming it a lot, but I still do research, and I still find that like some people have got the mecha aesthetic even better than real life,
Hey, Jackson.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt Nico.
You're not.
So good.
Welcome to the party. We're making another robot girl with thick thighs.
We live for this.
We do.
So I'm just recording him for just a resource people can use. Don't feel like you need to hold back on swearing and stuff. It's really.
Oh yeah, we're definitely swearing a lot. So.
All right, I'll make sure to use my social security number in here.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Got my street address. Nico, this pose reminds me of there's one you did a while back.
Oh yeah, I did a Rocket Girl similar to this not too long ago.
That was the red one.
She had her legs kind of like had one straight leg, one bent leg, if I recall. How was it? She had one like this and one like that. How was it? I'll have to go check. I forgot, but I know I did one. I'm just kind of doing her. Yeah. Okay. She had one leg like this, and the other one was doing this. Then her body was bent forward, and she had one hand here, one arm there, and her head. Well, her head. It's close, but it's, not exactly it. She doesn't have a straight leg anymore, and the suit is going to be different. So, yeah, that's the extent of my gesture drawing, people. You've seen it here.
He's a phony.
I am a phony.
Called out.
Every time I have to do gesture drawing, I feel like the absolute imposter. Like, ooh, it's so bad.
If I was making a demo, it will really just be Von Schlip exposed.
Yeah, that's kind of how it actually is. So yeah, I mean, gesture drawing is important, people. You should be doing it. Don't forget your gesture drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget. All right, we got something here. Okay. And the proportions can be pushed even more because look at this fucking thigh. Look at the thighs versus the hips. So I'm gonna do that. Poor thing. Who needs organs?
Yeah, we're artists, not doctors.
Feel bad for the poor girl. Gonna give her some kind of armor here, so it doesn't matter all that much where I place her torso, but I know that Vika in the other server is gonna slap my hand for not giving her lungs, giving her boobs but no lungs. Oh no.
What is anatomy though? For sure.
I'm homing on boobs because they're going to be kind of on the side here. Kind of doing this, which means this line is not correct. Okay, give me correct boobies.
There we go.
Because these are collarbone. Okay. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna hide my shortcomings with bodysuits and shit. So God, I'm an asshole.
You're fine, dude. You know.
We need some nice, tasteful side boob. That's for sure.
There we go.
Okay. I've got a sports bra ref. Alright, gonna clean that up later. So, side boob is going to be rendered, but no line. I'm going to have a nice little shadow here. It's gonna be nice.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together now.
Alright. Now we got some side boob going. Okay. Hate that line. What does this look like? Okay, now she needs kind of a backpack. Alright. So, perspective on this tummy that I massacred. Okay, I've got here, 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 here. That is roughly the correct angle for what's going on here. Now let's use shape language. It's going to be a box. Haven't seen you in a while, Jackson. It's good to see you.
Yeah, but I've been like always busy when you guys are doing like the hangouts. I'm hoping that I can make tomorrow's one.
Cool.
Is this the Hangouts for the other server?
Yeah, it's one of the other servers for at school. We do some hangouts occasionally.
It's all good.
I think the last time I joined one of those was like October or something.
How could you abandon us like that, man?
You've been killing it with the creatures though, Jackson. I'm really impressed.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was actually really proud of that last one I did because normally, like,
So good.
When I finish a piece, I still have like a lot of issues with it. But that one, I was like, you know what? For like where I'm at right now, I'm like happy with it. I don't want to touch it anymore. I'll just leave it.
And you beat the algorithm on ArtStation. Congrats.
I did. Yeah, I got on trending with like 8 likes somehow.
We did it, Reddit. Okay, that's a backpack. Now she needs kind of a rocket pack. So my references are absolutely in the way of my sci-fi, so it's time to move them the fuck away.
Wow.
Let's get rid of all this trash. Where's that from? Okay, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. I think I'm gonna change the rotation because I think that leg, the way I changed it, it kind of needs, this thing needs to be more parallel, the bottom leg needs to be more parallel to the ground. It kind of looks like she's doing a weird jump now. So we are going to rotate the whole fucking thing. Oh, ah. Oh god, not this. That was good. Okay, what's going to be the general shape of her backpack? So the ref is, she's got a cylinder and little wings. I think this one should be a lot more aggressive and angular. Okay, so this might need a little perspective guide when I'm going to be cleaning it up. Her arm is really in the way of what I would normally want to do. Let's build the core of it. I hate it.
You know, this is just still all about just blocking it in right. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, straight away correct.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's just about trying to find interesting shapes.
Mm. Let me just check, make sure my recording's still going. Yes, good. I'd have a heart attack if I wasn't recording. So I'm going to quickly stop this one and start a new one just in case.
Sure. I can